Listen up, men. You've been fed a lie your entire life. They've told you that overthinking is a weakness, that it makes you hesitant, insecure, paralyzed by doubt. They tell you to stop overthinking, as if shutting off your mind is some kind of superpower. But what if I told you that overthinking is not a weakness? What if I told you it's actually your greatest advantage, your secret weapon? That's right. Overthinking is a superpower if you learn how to control it. If you let it control you, you're doomed. You'll spiral into anxiety, self-doubt, and procrastination. But if you learn how to harness it, you will dominate every challenge, anticipate every obstacle, and outthink every opponent before they even realize they're in a fight. This is not about suppressing your thoughts. This is about weaponizing your mind, about turning your so-called weakness into your most lethal advantage. The weak will drown in their thoughts, but the strong will use those same thoughts to crush the competition. So if you've ever been called an overthinker, if you've ever lost sleep replaying scenarios in your head, if you've ever felt like your brain was working against you, listen up. You're about to learn how to make overthinking work for you instead of against you. The problem: why overthinking cripples most men. Most men don't know how to handle their own minds. They don't control their thoughts. Their thoughts control them. They overanalyze, hesitate, doubt themselves, and in the end, they do nothing. They think about starting a business but never pull the trigger. They think about approaching that woman but never make a move. They think about taking action, but the second their brain throws out a what if, they fold. Why? Because they've never been taught how to use their thoughts strategically. Society has conditioned men to be passive thinkers instead of aggressive thinkers. The difference? Passive thinkers drown in endless loops of doubt. Aggressive thinkers use overthinking as a tool for action. Passive overthinking leads to anxiety, indecision, paralysis, regret. Aggressive overthinking leads to tactical awareness, strategic advantage, confidence through preparation, ruthless execution. Most men let overthinking control them. That's why they fail. That's why they hesitate. Why they stay stuck in dead-end jobs. Why they let women walk all over them. Why they watch opportunities pass them by. If you let your mind bully you, you lose. But if you learn to harness it, you become unstoppable. The shift: how to turn overthinking into a weapon. So how do you take control? How do you turn your mind into an asset instead of a liability? Step 1. Stop trying to shut off your thoughts. The worst advice people give to overthinkers is just stop thinking. That's like telling a shark to stop swimming. It's unnatural. Your brain is built to process information. Instead of trying to silence it, redirect it. Overthinking is not the problem. Uncontrolled overthinking is. When your mind starts running in circles, instead of panicking, observe it. Watch your thoughts like a third party. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself, are these thoughts leading me to action or paralyzing me? Am I solving problems or creating imaginary ones? What is the next step I can take right now? Your goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to train your thoughts like a weaponized tool. Step 2. Turn overthinking into a planning machine. The best strategists, entrepreneurs, and warriors overthink on purpose. They don't just let their thoughts wander aimlessly. They direct them toward a purpose. If you're going to overthink, then overthink in a way that makes you stronger. Anticipate potential problems and create solutions before they happen. Study people's weaknesses and predict their moves before they even act. Analyze your competitors, bosses, women, whoever is in your way, so you can outmaneuver them. This is the difference between weak men and strategic men. The weak man overthinks and collapses. The strategic man overthinks and creates an advantage. Step 3. Use overthinking to master your environment. The best overthinkers aren't just lost in their heads. They use their thoughts to decode reality. You walk into a room. Instead of drowning in your own self-doubt, start reading the environment. Who's in charge here? Who's insecure and overcompensating? Who's watching you and why? Instead of overthinking about yourself, overthink about your surroundings. When you shift the focus outward, you take control. This works in business. Outthink your competition. Social settings. Read people before they read you. Relationships. Stay 10 steps ahead of emotional games. The moment you stop being the victim of your own thoughts and start using them as a weapon, you gain the ultimate edge. The final phase, execution. All of this is useless unless you execute. If you overthink but never take action, you're still losing. The key is to use overthinking as fuel for action, not an excuse for inaction. How to do it. Set deadlines for your decisions. Overthink all you want, but when the time comes, pull the trigger. Use your thoughts to create an action plan, not an anxiety plan. The second you start overthinking in circles, disrupt the cycle with action. The best men on the planet don't think less. They think differently. They think aggressively. They plan strategically. And when the moment comes, they execute without hesitation. Final words. The new breed of overthinker. The world tells men to just stop thinking. I say stop thinking weakly. Start thinking strategically. Overthinking is a weapon, if you know how to use it. Most men let it destroy them. But you're going to use it to dominate. Outthink your enemies. Predict the future. Read people before they even open their mouths. Execute without hesitation. From today on, you are no longer a passive overthinker. You are an elite thinker, a tactical strategist, a calculating force, a man who turns thoughts into power. And the next time someone tells you, stop overthinking, laugh in their face, because they'll never know what it's like to be 3 moves ahead. Now go out there and use your mind like a goddamn weapon.